because I was the same way, rag, pagan, herd, flagging, tagging, because that was me too. So I totally get it.
Along these roads we roam, we find adventure through traveling, camping, boondocking, and exploring.
Hello and welcome to Vlogcast episode number 13. My name is Russ.
And I'm Kerry.
And we are the roads we roam. We're full-time RVers, and we do this vlogcast Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. On Saturdays, we have a feature we call Faces and Places, and basically what that is, it's our week wrapped up on location. You get to see what we did and where we went, instead of us just sitting here talking about it. We also have, it's not scheduled, but we run these. They're Cooking with Kerry, Camper Cooking with Kerry. And she shows you how to cook inside confined spaces like our little guy Max.
Without an oven.
Definitely. We've got one of those coming up here real soon too. Beyond that, every Friday we have a Friday night wine. Now this is a live venue on YouTube where we all get to sit there and talk to each other. We hope you'll join us. Kerry and I will have an adult beverage. If you'd like an adult beverage, go ahead and grab one. If not, grab whatever you like and just sit back and have interaction with Kerry and I. And then if you can't make that one, which we hope you can, not a problem. We've got it every Sunday morning. We do coffee with Kerry and Russ. Again, we'll sit back with a morning drink and just interact with each other. We're looking forward to it because we actually get to talk with you guys and have some one-on-one
real-time interaction.
Yeah, definitely. So that's about it. Did I miss anything?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
So in today's episode, I'm going to cover where we are, what the weather's like, what we've done in the last day, our topic for the day, which will be products we are most thankful for that have been
fitting since it's Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And then our viewer engagement section, where
Excellent.
people that have written in comments and questions, we're going to share some of that with you because there's a lot of great information that people have been sharing. We want to get it out there. So where we are in Hartsville, Tennessee.
Still? Yep.
Not for much longer, but we're here.
We're on the road soon.
And then weather, our Texan blood is starting to thicken up a little bit. It got down in the 20s last night. It's going to be in the 40s today. But I have not been feeling bitterly cold, and I'm not complaining as much.
Somehow, when there's sun out there, it just makes it feel a little bit warmer.
The sun always makes it feel better. I am not a gray sky person at all. I can deal with it 1 day, 2 days max, and then I start getting grumpy.
So you don't want to move to Seattle, is what you're saying?
No, but our son lives there now, so we'll have to go there at some time, but I'll just tell him to invite us on the sunny days. What we did yesterday, I'm very, very excited about. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I wanted to let me back up a little bit. How did we wind up here? We wound up living full-time in our little trailer because of podcasts.
Yeah.
We loved to do road trips. We were coming back from visiting our daughter one time, and we stumbled upon a podcast, and that led to another one, and next thing you know, we had this addiction. And the podcast went to videos, and then we just started really embracing this lifestyle, and it was something that we just felt like it was a good fit for us. So we lived vicariously through other people until we were able to do it on our own.
Yep.
And I wanted to be able to do that for other people as well. So I've been working on setting up our podcast account. Russ is importing them all. By the time you watch this video, they should be available. We'll put in the next video exactly where you can find it. But just know if you go to your podcast, whether it's iTunes or whatnot, that'll be under the roads we roam.
Well, we'll definitely be on Spreaker.
Definitely. That's the first one we've been working on.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we're still trying to figure out iTunes, but we'll be there shortly.
And so on your way back home with your full bellies from Thanksgiving,
turn us on and listen.
Turn us on, that way you can keep up with what we're doing, or you can get caught up if you just stumbled upon us.
Yep.
So that was the big thing that we did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then word got around that Russ is quite the handyman now.
Yeah, that is false advertisement. I get lucky every now and again.
You got lucky this time because it was a relatively easy
Yeah.
task. You just had to fix the flapper thing in the toilet. And pull it. No tools were needed. We did not make a big mess.
Yeah, it was a simple fix. It wasn't shutting the water. It wasn't cutting the water off. So you always had that water running.
Exactly. So Dad thinks that we are amazing now, and
Your dad is right. We kind of are.
But it is good to be around and to be able to help family. Which,
Definitely.
living so far away from everyone for a while, you know, we're pulling our weight now. We're trying to help out where we can,
Of course.
while we can.
Of course.
Now, on to our topic of the day. Now, before we get into this, I did want to say that we are most thankful for our family, our friends, and our viewers.
Our health.
Well, our health, too.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, that's kind of important. But without the viewer experience, we are so thankful that you are watching us. And this is an exciting time in our life, and we are very happy to share it with you. And just the engagement that you give us back by following us, commenting to us, it just makes me very happy.
It makes you feel like you have this extended family.
It
these
does.
friends.
You know, we being a military family, moving around a lot, we didn't have a really solid home base where we lived in the same town forever, and we had this.
Yeah,
huge
you're
network.
right. You're right.
And so this truly does mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
But we thought a
You need
different
a
spin.
tissue?
No,
I can see your eyes welling up.
I know. Now I'm the sappy one. But I did think to take a little different spin. You know, Oprah has her favorite things.
Yes. Yeah.
And I kind of hinted that the other day, which is what prompted this idea.
Mhm.
This list may change over time, but for the first month of full-time living, there are certain products that we purchased that have been invaluable.
Yes.
And they're on my top high list. Some may seem obvious, and some you may be thinking, really? So why don't you reach into my Mary Poppins bag that I put down
Okay.
right by your feet and grab one of the items? And
Well, the first one I'm going to grab is something that we've been talking about for quite some time here. And it's heavy. Ooh!
Not that heavy.
Yay! I need to contain it.
So this is a space heater that we purchased while we were on the road, and it has been invaluable for keeping us warm when we didn't have propane. That's about all I know about it. Carrie, why don't you go into this thing here?
Alright, so we're doing a twofer with this one because Kate Lyons, one of our viewers, had asked us for more information on it. So this is the Scott Living 1500 watt infrared quartz cabinet electric space heater.
Boy, that's a lot of verbiage.
It is. If you find it in a store, it has the Property Brothers picture if you watch that HGTV show.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny because I had gone into the store to purchase it, and I had it in the cart already, but then I saw another one that was just a little bit less money, and I FaceTimed Russ, and I said, which one do you think? They're both around the same.
And me being a smart husband, I picked the one that was already in the cart because I knew which way Carrie wanted to go. But it was a smart purchase.
It was. And the thing I love about this, not only does it look really nice, it's very sturdy, so it's not going to tip over or fall over very easily, but you can set the temperature, so it's not just a simple on and off.
Yeah.
You can do 65, 70, 75, 80, or high and low.
Mhm.
Then you can also set a timer. And as Russ found out, you can change it from Celsius or Fahrenheit to Celsius.
Yeah.
Russ has not figured out how to change it back. I have, however. Russ just simply gave up and started Googling on his phone to see what the equivalent of
Figure
24
all I had to
Celsius
do
is.
was learn 3 Celsius settings and I was good. And just so you know, 84 Celsius is what, 75?
Oh, I'm not even
I don't know. I don't remember.
That's
See,
not
I would have
info.
forgot already.
That is not
But this has been invaluable. It's kept us warm, and I highly suggest it. We'll put an Amazon link to it. I think Amazon's probably the easiest way to get to show
They
people.
do have it on there, and it's Prime eligible if you want it really fast. I would suggest this even if there isn't an issue with your furnace.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that we realized through the process, why were we using our propane when we were hooked up at a full...
Duh.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those
So
things.
it's something good to have.
It's one of those things you learn after being on the road, you know. So, yeah, we were wasting money because we were running propane when we were plugged
When
in.
we didn't need to.
And we could have been running this. Oh, well.
So, I love this.
Yes, very good purchase.
All right.
Do you want to put it over there, or do you want me to put it on the ground?
I can put it over there.
Okay. We'll just keep them up there so everybody can look at them. All right. So here's another item that Kerry is excited about.
This is my lifesaver. I've talked about this on one of our other podcasts. This is the Shark cordless handbag. I use this at least 3 times a day with 2 dogs and Russ. Coming in and out of the trailer multiple times a day.
Sound like my mom now. Russ.
Russ. This one has a pet hair eliminator or extra suction
Yeah,
to get
it's
the
got
pet
bristles
hair.
and stuff.
So now that, that's a word.
Yeah.
Now that we bought that small area rug, that comes in handy. It has another attachment that you can get into the little crevices, or you can just pop this out and it's just a normal flat. Oh, see, here's a little.
That's a good thing about being in a trailer. Everything is within arm's reach.
It is. You plug it in, it gives a good charge. So I just have it plugged in whenever I'm not using it, and then it's good to go.
Yep.
So that is my favorite. I will not be using the Swiffer anymore in here.
All right. Well,
Okay, I was very proud of this. This was like one of the first things I bought on Amazon.
I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt. It's funny watching you here because your face, every time one of those comes in, you just light up. Okay, this is my favorite. Okay, this is my favorite.
This came in a 2-pack. These you can plug in, and you can even charge it via USB, which is really interesting. It runs for at least 4 hours at a time. You can clip it anywhere. We've used it in the car, in the back seat, because we don't have good air circulation with the dogs back there. So we have the 2. We clip them to the safety handles. In here, we can clip up here. So when we're working, we just want that little bit of a
extra
breeze.
air, yeah.
But where I find most value for this, I will clip this to that little nook above the fridge in the little Guy Max, and I point it towards the fire alarm. So that way when I'm cooking, and no, I'm not burning things all the time, but it circulates the air around it, because the fire alarm is located directly behind the stove area.
I mean, it makes sense because that's where there are issues. You know, there's flame from the gas refrigerator, there's flame from here, but really there's just not. We're 18 foot by 7 foot. You
true.
got to put it somewhere.
So if you don't want your fire alarm going off every 2 seconds while you're even just boiling water, you just turn this little button on, and it has different speeds too, so you can have it really fast or just a small movement. This is, and it's not expensive at all. I think it was like $20.
Yeah, and you get 2 of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that one, I love that. I use it all over the place. Look, you can even set it on the table and point it in the direction.
Is
that
it
you want.
O-Polar? Is that the name of it? O-Polar?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's on there, but we'll put links to everything just in case you want more information, or feel free to message us, and I'd be happy to give you the exact product information.
All right. Here is one of my favorites.
You get all the heavy things.
I know. 2 of mine are out there.
Yeah.
So this is our Proven Industries hitch lock. This thing is extremely well built. It's heavy. I mean, boy, I could work out with that.
It's got weight to it.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a puzzle when you first get it, but after you've done it a couple times, you'll figure it out. The reason we bought this is, and it's pricey, probably one of the more expensive ones we've seen. But when you think about it, when you spend high 20s to mid 30s,
you spend anything for your home.
Yeah, and this really for us, this trailer has everything that we own in it. So we thought, we're not going to skimp. We're going to get the best of the best. We've seen some trailer hitch locks defeated in seconds, you know, and
they have a lot of YouTube videos out there where
Yeah.
they try multiple different ones, the popular products that are out there, and they're compromised within 20 seconds or less.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure that this could be compromised given enough time and effort, But really what this does is it tells the bad guy, you don't want to mess with this. Go get that other one over there that has that simple one over there.
Or just move along.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
just,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It tells them don't mess with this. Go somewhere else. And then also, I have a law enforcement and security background before my marketing background, and any security product can be defeated. All you're aiming to do is delay that time that it takes to get in there and for response to arrive, and that's what this will do. So, yeah, fantastic. Oh. So, another one that I have.
Yeah, I didn't realize you brought those.
Hey, these things are fantastic. These are Venom steel gloves, and I use these when I'm doing the black tanks.
For those of you who don't know, Russ is the ultimate germaphobe.
Just a tad. I won't touch bathroom doors. I'll kind of
No, but
open
he'll
them.
sacrifice me. Hey, babe, can you open that door for me?
No, I'll
Yes.
do this. I'll kick them with my foot, or I'll take after I wash my hands, I'll take the paper towel, and I'll open the door and just kind of flick it so the door opens, and flick that into the garbage and try to catch it with my foot. So yeah.
See what I live with?
But no, these are double layered, and they are fantastic. You know, the thing about working with black tanks and dump tanks and stuff is you're around concrete. It's very coarse, and if you were to rub it, you know, it'll rip. I haven't had any issues with these. These are super thick, super good. A little expensive again, $9 for 100, but if you're a germaphobe like me, you're going to want these.
Okay, I'll give you
Can you
that.
put those over there, babe? So the other two items that I had are just a little bit too big to bring in. We have our
Nor would I let him bring it in.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to bring the one that I'm going to talk about right now, which is our Camco Rhino portable
Waste
tank.
tank.
Yep. That is just fantastic. You know, it comes with a great kit. You can hand tow it. It's got a little apparatus where you could hook it up to the back of your tow hitch.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, if you're too far away, if you're half a mile away from the dump tank or something like that, you could take it over there. It's effortless. And it's just a really fantastic piece of equipment. We'll put a link to that below. And then I think probably one of our more expensive purchases was our Energizer inverter generator.
That was a 3200 EZV 30. Wait, the EZV 3200P.
You stumbled a little bit on that, but all I would have gotten out of it was 3,200 something.
And that's all you were worried about.
So yeah, that again, that's a huge purchase. We weren't excited
It gave
about
us
dropping
freedom.
$1,000.
No, we weren't. But it gives us the freedom
Mhm.
of knowing that we can go anywhere if we have to boondock somewhere. Even when we showed up here, we weren't sure if
If we
Dad
did
had the
electrical down here.
electrical down here, and we were thinking, okay, if we stay here, we could run off the generator for when we would need it.
Mhm.
Just having that security, knowing you always have that backup
Yeah.
source.
And really, $1,000 is a lot of money. I don't care who you are; it is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
But we figure we're going to make up for it. We're averaging $24 a night when we're staying in campgrounds. So if we're boondocking, we don't need to, we can go 3 nights, maybe more with that generator and save a lot of money that way. It's going to pay for itself in the long run. I think that's it.
That's how he sold it to me. But I am very happy with it. I did a lot of research. We tested everything out when we first purchased it. I was surprised at how quiet it was.
Mhm.
And it has a remote start, which
Yep.
was
It has a
really-
remote start, a push button start, and the pull start.
That was important for me, where how you go out metal detecting sometimes with your buddies and stuff like that. If you were gone, I've run into issues in the past with lawnmowers that I could not get started with that stupid pull thing. And that no matter how many swear words I used, that was daunting to me on some of the other generators. So this one has 3 different. It has the push button, it has the click remote, and it has the pull.
Let me tell you something though. This Energizer one starts up so easy. I mean, I was just playing with it and just kind of was seeing how the action felt, and it started out. I was like, wow, You know, and just to let you know, we have run everything on that generator. It runs the AC. That's probably what everybody's most
The big
concerned
one,
with.
yeah.
Can it run the AC? We're here to tell you, yes, we've done it.
We were in El Paso
No
when we
questions
tested
about
it in 100-degree weather, and it worked great.
Started up, ran it for an hour just to make sure everything's good to go. So we highly, highly, highly suggest that.
Yep, that was a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's it.
That was all for our products.
Yeah.
Now on to our viewer engagement of the day. So this one was interesting because we had 3 people comment about heating and furnace issues.
We have been having issues, so that makes sense.
So Larry Florad, David Pearson, and Andrew Pesonen. I'm not sure if I said your name
Trust me, with a name like Balbirona, we know we're used to people butchering it.
I apologize.
So I'm sure he's not taking
Right.
offense.
And these were all via Facebook. So Larry had asked, why is it inoperable? Is it another defect? We don't know yet. We haven't had the issue checked by someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
So as soon as we find out, we will definitely let you know. It could be something very simple that we're not thinking of yet. And leading into David's comment, now we did try this. So we've eliminated this as a solution, but it has worked for him and it has worked for other people. What he did, he explained that sometimes when you switch out the propane tanks, there's air that gets in the line. So go over to your stovetop, turn that on, and let the gas flow
Kind of
through there
bleed
first.
the air out of there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can go back in and hit the reset button for the furnace and get that started. As I said, that worked for him and it's worked for other people. So that might be a simple fix for the majority of the people, which I think is great information. And thank you, David, for sharing that.
Yeah, David's a great source of information.
He is. And so, David, if you see anything else, please send it our way.
Yep.
And then Andrew, and I had alluded to this a few seconds before, but I had to include his comment because it just made me laugh. When he was talking about his issues with the furnace, then he said the refrigerator will, this ties into propane. So propane issue. Refrigerator will not work on gas no matter how many swear words I use.
You know, I did laugh at that too, but in my mind, I'm thinking of A Christmas Story with the father, you know, how the son says, my father was, you know, I forget how he worded it, but one of the all-time best cursors in the world. You know, I could just see David out there because Andrew out there because I was the same way, you know, ragtagging, flagging, you know, because that was me too. So I totally get it.
As I've told Russ many times, that won't fix it. So
makes me feel better.
It does make you feel better. So hey, whatever works. Well, that's all we had for today. I hope you have a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. Have seconds for us.
Definitely. Also, please let us know how your Thanksgiving went. Also, if you have any other comments, concerns, tips, questions, put them in the comments below. There are many ways we can be contacted. Carrie will tell you about those right now.
Yes, you can get a hold of us on theroadsweroam.com, where you can also find all of our videos, more in-depth stories and background information, also links for any of the products that you see on our videos. And if you see something on one of our videos that we're using or that we have maybe in the background and we don't have it on there, let me know and I'll get you the information. We can also be found on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. Keep your eye out for our podcasts. Another plug for that. But more importantly, take a second and hit that like and subscribe. It would really help us out. And you make Russ smile every time that number goes up.
Another subscriber, babe!
Yes! It's the little things.
It is. Well, everybody, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thank you for
Thanksgiving.
joining us.
Bye.
Bye.